Welcome everyone to my creepy basement, because there's nothing scarier than telling ghost stories in a basement. Why? Because it's a basement. You've got weird sounds in the basement. It's cold. You see spiders crawling around. And of course, it is dark. So what I've done today is I've tried to recreate a bit of an atmosphere for all of you. So I've shut off the lights, but of course, I've got some candles to create that spooky effect. And I've also got some props, because that's very important. Have some kind of prop next to you. Now I am telling you this story during the day, so normally I would probably maybe block out this window here, so maybe have some black paper or some orange or red paper. So that's very important to create that mood, because we do want to tell scary stories with the tone. Now another thing you want to do when you create a scary story is you want to maybe get some clothing that maybe looks dark. I just decided to put on a black t-shirt, but if you want to put on maybe some makeup or maybe some kind of a spooky hat or costume, that always helps too. And then of course, anytime you tell a story and you want to project, you need to make sure that you've done some vocal warm-up. So whoa, oh, so something to maybe get your voice ready. Maybe do some low pitch sounds, blah, 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 blah. Do some high pitch sounds, and then everything in between. Clear your throat if you have anything in there. Hydration is very important, so you drink. So make sure that you've got lots of hydration and moisture in your throat to tell the story. Now, when you do tell stories, make sure that you are going to know your main parts, but you don't need to worry too much about the specific details, because if you're always in your head thinking of those specific details, you might get caught up in your story. So know where you're going to start, know kind of where you're heading, and then of course know that important ending. And I'm going to tell you a story today. So what I'm going to do is get into my spooky, serious mood, create that tone, and I'm going to tell you a story today entitled The Coffin. Many years ago, when I was a young boy, I was about 11 or 12 years old, we lived in this house in South Edmonton. It was kind of close to where Fee Otterson is, but they had this old cemetery. And every day I would come home from school, get off the bus, and I'd have to walk past the graveyard about 3 blocks away from my home. And most days I thought nothing of it. But on this particular day, it was close to Halloween. So late October, so it's starting to get cold, and the leaves are falling off the trees are looking all kind of spooky. And it starts to get darker earlier in the day. But this particular day, I remember at school I got a detention. I had to stay a little bit late. Yes, I wasn't always an angel. Got home a little bit late, so it was dark. So I get off the bus, and as I get off the bus, it just had a different feel this day. So, it was dark, it was kind of cold, but there was something about that cemetery that day. As I'm walking, I kind of noticed, first of all, I started hearing sounds. So I started hearing these weird sounds kind of rustling about in the cemetery. And there was an odd image that I saw this day. It was this image of a coffin. It was just kind of standing up on the ground, and there was no one else around. It was just this coffin standing. So I kind of thought nothing of it. I'm just going to keep walking, mind my own business. So I keep walking, but all of a sudden I started to hear these faint sounds of a boom, boom, boom. So I didn't want to really turn around, but I just kind of looked at the end of my shoulder, and I saw kind of that coffin in my peripheral. It seemed a little bit closer, but I thought, how could it be moving, right? That's silly. So I just kept on walking. Now I'm about 2 blocks away from home, and then I hear again, a little bit louder this time, boom, boom, boom. So of course, I gotta look again at the end of my shoulder, and I notice the coffin actually is closer to me. So I kind of look back. It's not moving, it's just standing straight up, but it definitely is closer to me. So I'm about 2 blocks away, so I'm going to keep walking. I'm about 1 block away. I'm obviously picking up my pace. I'm going a bit faster. And then, of course, I hear even louder, boom, boom, boom. So this time I look back, and I see the coffin is closer, and it's actually kind of moving towards me. So of course I'm gonna hightail it and I book it straight home. So I'm running, but as I'm running, I'm hearing louder and quicker this time. Boom, boom, boom. So I finally get to my house, and you know when you're like scared and you're kind of wrestling with your keys and you're like, oh, what kind of key am I gonna use? Well, I only have one key, what am I doing? So I quickly open the doorknob, close it, and I slam it. So the door's closed. We're always safe indoors, right? We're safe indoors, door's closed, we're fine. But of course, I'm curious, so I have to go and grab the curtain, and I look off to the side, and sure enough, standing in my yard, just standing there, Coffin, still. So obviously I'm absolutely terrified at this point. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I, run upstairs to my bedroom, and I start hearing on the door, boom, boom, boom. So at this point I'm freaking out. I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But of course, that boom becomes a my door completely gets crashed down, and I start hearing the boom, 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 boom downstairs, and then of course it starts detecting that I must be upstairs in the house, so it starts going up the stairs, and I hear it going boom, 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 boom. It's definitely coming to me. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, so I hear the banging on the door this time. Boom, boom, boom. It's at my bedroom door. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So the door in my bedroom crashes. Oh my, like this coffin, it's coming towards me. What am I gonna do? So the coffin starts coming towards me. Boom, boom, boom. And at this point I have no idea what to do, but then I slightly have this memory of like earlier in the day I had like a sore throat, so I had some holes in my pocket, so I took the throat lozenge out. The coffin's coming towards me. Boom, boom, boom. I take the cough drop out and I throw it at the coffin, and the coffin stopped. All right, so that is the story of the coffin. I hope you enjoyed it, and in case you didn't get it, think about it. Coffin stopped. Cough drop. The coffin stopped. Oh! All right, thank you everyone. Hope you enjoyed the story, and I will tell you another one soon.